Immigration crackdown. Dozens are rounded up as a new policy takes effect today. I'm Candino Knowles, and the details are straight ahead.
And 4 Bahamians in police custody following an early morning drug bust here in the capital. So don't go anywhere. The Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition, starts now.
Now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This portion of the news brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. Thanks for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, today marked the dawn of a new era for the Department of Immigration as its new policy came into effect. That policy says anyone that does not have documentation to prove that they have legal right here in the Bahamas will be deported. And enforcing the new policy is a mammoth task for immigration officials. But as Candino Knowles reports tonight, officers had a tight grip on today's crackdown as dozens of undocumented foreign nationals were apprehended.
From the crack of dawn, immigration officers congregated in front of the detention center to finalize their strategy. Their mission was simple: to rid New Providence of any undocumented foreign national. But reaching that goal would not be so simple. Shortly after loading these 2 yellow school buses, the boots were on the ground. One of the buses canvassed the Bacardi Road area where officers spotted a man walking believed to be undocumented. Sure enough, the man started running as officers unloaded the bus. He managed to get away, disappearing in nearby bushes, leaving behind these Tommy Hilfiger slippers. Further down, officers visited a number of homes, some far behind bushes, where just about everyone seemed to have their papers in hand. Random road checks also continued well into the morning, with officers requesting documents from those believed to be here illegally. It wasn't until they began combing the greater Carmichael Road area, though, that they were able to capture dozens of illegals, including Haitian, Jamaican, and Chinese nationals. Officers went door to door and even some business establishments. But some Bahamians observing today's operation insist there are many more that have not been caught.
You may get away from us today. We guarantee that we will get you within that month, right? We would make you believe that you escape us.
Officer in charge of the operation, Commander Kirkland Neely, would not speak about the department's intelligence, but said his officers are properly equipped to carry out their duties in line with this new policy.
We do our regular routine, our raids at least 3-4 times a week, every week.
Now, once immigration officers finished canvassing the Carmichael Road area, they took their roundup to the inner city. Wolf Road was the next stop, and immigration officers were able to pick up more people who could not prove that they were here legally.
Yes, Officer Wilmot.
I feel relieved. It's very nice. Why? Because we cannot get any jobs. Now we can.
It's time the government show the people that when they say something, they mean it. I applaud them for that, because this is the first time they're showing that.
It was also an emotional day for some as children got caught up in today's exercise. This woman tried hard to get 2 children she claimed were her and her sisters off the bus.
No, they don't want to
I want to be able to at least get a better understanding of what you're saying. We'd like for people to have your side of the story too, but if you don't want to say anything.
Together to know to say. They can't hold them children like that. Yeah. You born here and you go send them people, them children in the back there. No, that ain't being all right.
Now, once all of those who were believed to be here illegally were rounded up, they were brought to the detention center where Commander Neely tells us they will be processed in line with the new immigration policy. Now, we understand that 4 of them, 2 Chinese and 2 Haitian nationals, were able to prove that they did in fact have documentation and have subsequently been released. Now, he's also stressing that consistency will be the order of the day as these roundups will continue well into the week and of course into the rest of the year. Candino Knowles, ZNS Network News.
Arcandino Knowles and cameraman and Tom Brannan were in that police convoy you're looking at right now, transporting undocumented foreign nationals back to the detention center. On the way, they observed a Haitian man running with his flag as the bus that was carrying some Haitian nationals made its way to the detention center. Well, the man actually ran to the detention center where they were able to catch up with him. He did not speak much English, but he did make it clear that he did not support the roundup.
So you think that you were right for doing what you just did?
Yeah, yeah, I'm thanking God. That's God say why you can take it every day. That's name say Joseph, I'm thanking God every day. Leg God. God no leg lie. God leg all lie.
I can't say that's immigration job. I can't say nothing.
All right.
Yeah.
So you agree with the new law that's put into effect?
But so I'm immigrant too, so I can't say I'm good in that. But if I don't have no papers, they could catch me too, but I can't agree with that.
It's no secret that many migrants reside in shanty towns, and the majority of them are Haitian nationals. And despite the government's new immigration policy taking effect today, residents in a number of shanty towns in southern New Providence didn't seem fazed at all, going about their daily routine as normal. They also expressed confidence that they have the right to be here with the necessary documents on hand. We get that story tonight from Sieska Adderley.
In a shanty town nestled away in the Cowpen Road area, children could be seen outside talking, playing, and riding their bicycles. Our news team even spotted an elderly woman sitting down mixing bush medicine. When asked if they were concerned about the government's new immigration policy taking effect today, residents simply said no because none of them are in the country illegally. On the way to another shanty town, we passed by the Bethel Seventh-day Adventist Church as their morning service concluded. The church's senior pastor, Edward St. Fleur, confirmed to ZNS News that some of his members have been impacted by the policy, but maintains they must follow the law.
Certainly some of the members have been affected, but we are law-abiding people, and we have the greatest law in our hands, which is the Bible. Certainly, some of our people have broken the law by coming here illegally, and we do respect the laws of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Some of them are indeed affected, but the reality is every country has laws that must be respected.
When we arrived to a shanty town in Flamingo Gardens, residents called on the government to have mercy on those Haitian Bahamians who call the Bahamas their home. They branded the new policy unfair and one that seeks to create division.
I never been to Hispaniola in my life. I don't know Hispaniola. I know nothing but that country. I never been in that country. All my life, I know just the Bahamas. I never even traveled to one of the Caribbean islands of the Bahamas. Not even one of the islands. Only Nassau I know. I don't even know the country. And Judge, you putting like 3, 4, 5, 600 or 5,000 Haitian Bahamians who never been in Hispaniola, nor ever put foot there in that country.
What's supposed to be can be, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's for the good or the bad. But I know whoever love God, everything is work for the best. We all supposed to be one. It doesn't matter where we come from. God put us in this part of the vineyard for us to work together and live in love.
While life continues as normal for some foreigners in shanty towns, the new immigration policy sparks much unease for those still seeking out their status in the Bahamas as they face an uncertain future in this country. Sieska Adderley, ZNS Network News.
Another big drug discovery in the capital, and 4 Bahamian men were taken into custody. The men, ranging from ages 33 to 49, were arrested following the drug seizure in western New Providence early this morning. Officers from the Drug Enforcement Unit say the drugs are worth $600,000. Commander of the Drug Enforcement Unit, Chief Superintendent Samuel Butler, explained what officers discovered.
Investigation continued where we continue our surveillance into the Coral Harbor waterway area, where we were able to apprehend 3 Bahamian males who were taken into custody. We continued our investigation that took us further in the western area of New Providence, where we were able to recover a number of suspected bags that was concealed in a Mazda van.
Chief Superintendent Butler says he is confident that those in police custody are responsible for the drugs. He believes this latest seizure speaks to the team's relentless pursuit to ensure the Bahamas is safe, and he is sending a strong warning to those who are still in the drug trade.
We also want to admonish the trafficking group of persons to stop their trafficking behavior, their activities. Obviously, the record will show that the drug enforcement will leave no stone unturned. We will come after you. We will arrest you. We appeal to others, parents and other loved ones of these persons. Speak to your siblings, speak to your family, and ask them to get out of the drug business. There are serious consequences.
Meantime, the men are expected to appear in the magistrate's court sometime next week to face charges. Investigations continue. In weekend crime news, as promised, police were out in full force on Halloween night, cracking down on anyone causing criminal mischief and targeting persons involved in criminal activities. The aggressive police operation resulted in the arrest of 3 armed robbery suspects and the seizure of 2 illegal firearms. 2 men ages 28 and 24 were arrested for possession of an illegal handgun and ammunition at Little Blair Estates. 2 males were also arrested on Village Road for armed robbery, and 20 others were taken into custody for various offenses, including possession of dangerous drugs and outstanding court warrants. In recent weeks, public concerns have mounted over the number of reported rapes occurring here in New Providence. Despite conflicting reports over the level of these incidents, the Minister of National Security, Dr. Bernard Nottage, says regardless of the figures, 1 rape is far too many.
The job of the Royal Bahamas Police Force is to keep our country safe and secure. We have invested a lot in them and in their abilities to do that. Rape is a dehumanizing crime, and whether there are less or more is not relevant. There should be none, and the extent to which we are able to prevent it is where we should be concentrating. And any perpetrators should be brought before the courts, and if guilty, should be sentenced to extensive lengths of time, in my opinion.
Meantime, a cruise ship encountering some challenges in Grand Bahama, delaying the departure of a large group of visitors to that island. The celebration was forced to return to Freeport's harbor today, and its departure to West Palm Beach on Friday was delayed due to inclement weather. We are told the captain waited for the weather to subside and later left with the assistance of a tugboat. While going through the channel, a strong wind gust reportedly pushed the vessel to the side of the channel, and a call for help was made. Once in port, the passengers were taken off the ship and bused to 6 hotels where they are being accommodated. They are expected to be flown out of Grand Bahama or depart on board the Valeria. There were also no injuries reported during that mishap and no oil spill. A team of owners headed to Grand Bahama to assess the situation. And still to come, a well-known Bahamian artist recognized for his outstanding lyrics. That and more after the break.